quite nicely. Heading over to Mike's house right now, and we'll get this thing installed, see what it looks like. So we made it to the boy Mike's house, and what we are installing today is a battery box. And with that battery box, my battery is actually going to be a little bit smaller and a lot more shallow. It's going to be really legit when we actually get it installed. You'll see all the perks you get from actually installing it. But right now, just got the old one out, which it's huge and it's blown out. And this is obviously the area where the box is going to go. Right now, we're actually going to be drilling through the box because the box is actually not for a GD, but we're making it custom. We're actually using one from a newer generation STI. We're gonna make it fit, so it's gonna be great. Do it in 1 second. Pretty much why we have these little wires, obviously it's not to connect anything, it's actually to hold this little bar with a nut, and I don't know what you call it, but
I would call it a nut. It's like it's a threaded bar. It's got a hole in the middle, and this allows you to span the holes that are already pre-drilled from the factory in the frame itself.
Yeah.
So if you were to normally install the smaller, the 680 size battery, we would have used pre-drilled holes. The other box has holes that match up with some of these ports on the factory frame. So we had to drill a couple of new holes, make this bigger battery fit. The only reason we're going with a bigger battery on this one is because he does have the airlift system, and the compressor makes kind of a heavy draw on the battery, and this is just to kind of compensate for that. So hopefully it's enough battery, and super stoked that we got these nuts to line up, and this
it's gonna work.
Should be pretty straightforward from here.
So what's really cool about the box itself is that if you have a battery box, then you no longer need the OEM, what do you even call that? Those long hooks in the bottom, the rod, like a battery tie down rod thing. Super ugly. They're really hard to work with. But this guy, the box itself is going to be what's holding down the battery. So you're going to place it in there, and obviously this box itself is literally bolted to the car. So it's a lot safer, a lot more sexy. It's going to look more like, I don't know, OEM Plus, you know? Anyway, this thing is just blown out. We got a new Odyssey battery, like the 900 series, I believe. A lot smaller.
925.
925. Excellente.
Battery.
That was impressive. That was impressive. There it is, you know?
I think I would do more foam.
We need more foam.
I would do more foam.
There it is. It's alive.
Definitely had all the sauce.
There it is. So we made it home from Mike's house, safe and sound. Luckily the car didn't get blown out. So it's in, ready to go. I'm honestly contemplating moving the box over a bit. I think it's a little bit too far to the left, although it does give me access to the light. I'm just going to take the box out anyway if I have to do anything with the lights. So I think that's probably the last thing I'm going to do is move it over a little bit to the right. But besides that, it does fit pretty good, serves its purpose. The other thing that we did that comes with the kit is this little like a release lock. So all you do is pull this, and then you got access to your battery, and it's out just like that. Easy peasy. And then you just obviously push that back in. So ready to go. Jordan showed up. He's trying to show off because my car is blown out, but his,
it's still not, it's nowhere near where I want it to be, but
it's ready.
It's getting there. Voila. How
so much better. So much better. From last time, didn't have this. You also didn't tell me that this goes all the way over.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was, I literally was expecting just that.
Oh no.
But all the way over is way better.
Whole piece. Yeah,
Oh
so
my
like it
God.
flows so much better, and then the carpets are just, they're used, but they're so pristine.
That's impressive. Do they make like a small like S2000 mat or something?
Bro,
Already
ordered.
That's what I thought. Looks
Yeah.
great.
No, it's just a small little kick thing that says S2000 in white. It's kind of sick.
Shit.
Yeah.
Didn't know it was like that.
Yeah.
Must be nice to have a car. Is it quieter? Or not really? Like road noise, not much?
So the issue is, when I picked them up, I knew there was insulation for them, right? And like I started to install it, and then I realized like I wasn't using the insulation, you know? So it's like not as thick as stock, but like it's better than like
So
no carpets.
It was in, and then he looked and he said, "Hey,
Yeah.
no."
But no, I honestly did use a couple pieces though. But like I had my own
Wow.
and everything, so
It was impressive.
yeah.
All right, it's one of those times again. Hold on, it's one of those times. So I figure now is a good time to kind of let you guys into my head, into what I'm thinking, what are like kind of like my goals with the car, how I'm feeling about it, so on and so forth. I feel like I haven't really gone that into it. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not feeling 100 on my car right now. I think there's just so many things that I've built up. I feel like you, hopefully you guys can kind of relate to this. Like, I don't want you guys to think that like I hate my car and it's just like it's awful. But I'm in like a weird situation where I'm driving my car and it's stressing me out more than enjoying it. Like every time I used to get in my car, I used to be like super pumped to drive it. It would make me feel so good. But now that I'm like having all these issues with my car, like whatever, the engine not running that good, my fuel pressure thing, my car's like 3 different colors. I don't know. I feel like I'm just getting like super overwhelmed with it. And I feel like just like nothing is like going my way with my car, if that makes sense. Like, to be honest, like my tires, I feel like they're a little bit too big for my car. And I was having a lot of revving issues, although I kind of fixed that right now. And then I installed like my cardboard shifter. And when I did that, I was actually having a weird noise, but I did fix that today. I don't know. There was just so many like little things with my car that was just like really, really like stressing me out and making me like not enjoy it. So that's just, I wanted to get that off my chest. I wanted you guys to kind of get in my head and like know like where I'm at. I'm really not at a point where like I'm loving my car right now, obviously. And I want to get to that point. And that's what I'm saying. I want this to be, number one, get in my head, understand how I'm feeling, know that even if your car is like to this level or whatever you want to say, I don't know, there's still ups and downs. That's pretty much like what my point I want to get across. But my next point is I'm not giving up on the build. I'm definitely going to like persevere and push through. So I also want this to be not necessarily, I'm not obviously giving up on the build. Let's just call this starting point. And moving forward, I'm just going to check things off my list just to make the car exactly how I want. I want the car more functional, and I obviously want the car to run good and drive well. So number one thing on my list is obviously getting my car running good. And I think I've done pretty much everything in my power to figure out why I have low fuel pressure. I have literally checked everything and replaced everything. Even off camera, I went more in depth, and it's just beyond me. And I'm definitely the type of person, I'm super stubborn, and I don't like asking for help. I'm not gonna lie, like it does bother me, but like it gets to a point where it's like you just, yeah, I have to. I have no other choice. It's beyond me, and if it's tune related, then obviously the tune's locked and I don't have access to it. So that's kind of where I'm at. Pretty much what I'm gonna do is I am gonna take my car back to my tuner, and I'm pretty much gonna drop it off and tell him like, hopefully he can figure it out. Obviously, I'm really crossing my fingers it's nothing big. Maybe just need a retune or something, but obviously want to get my car running good, 100%. And then moving forward from that, once my car is running good and I'm stoked on that, then I'm going to start working for the outside of the car. I already decided on a new wrap color, so dropping some news there. Obviously, I'm not going to keep the blue. I'm going to change it up again. I decided on the color. I'm going to start doing that. I already ordered all the materials that I need. I ordered like knifeless tape, some card magnets for the car so it holds up the wrap. I'm going to be wrapping it myself. So once I have the full new color, I am getting a new front end, complete change up, and then that's pretty much that, I think. There's little things that have always been like out of place or like not perfect with my car, and I just want to make them as good as possible and get to a point where I can just enjoy the car again, because right now I'm just obviously super not happy with it. And I feel like it's very, or at least for me, I think why we all build a car is to get joy out of it, and I've gotten to a point where it's just stressing me out, and there's so many little things that are wrong with it, and I don't know, I just want to like take my time with it, knock things off the list, get it running well, and then just really enjoy the car that I built, because I haven't yet. So that's pretty much that. I hope you guys can kind of understand that, get in my head. Obviously, it's not the most like positive thing, but I want you guys to hopefully get some positivity out of this little sit down. Is everyone gets upset with their car, obviously, and everything's gonna have problems, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's more of obviously like a perspective thing. Cars and modifying them, it really is, it's just material stuff, right? It shouldn't matter that much. Obviously, I'm heavily invested in this car, but obviously there is more important things than that. So I've been having trouble kind of like disconnecting from my car in the build because it's stressing me out so much. But that's something I definitely want to work on. It's not that big of a deal, obviously. So yeah, that's where I'm at. It does feel good to rant and kind of let you guys in on, I guess, more of like personal stuff, if that's a thing. So that's where it's at. So obviously there is a plan. Hopefully next step I can drop this thing off at the tuner and they can help me out, because I'll be super stoked if we can get this thing running good, and then we'll have a good base. So that's pretty much that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as always. I'm gonna catch you on the next one.